Live from WMZT in Detroit, 1756 FM, this is Classy Classical with your hosts Luke Weidner and Carlsberg.
Hello.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Luke Weidner, alongside, as always, my classical music expert, Carlsberg.
Pleasure to be here.
Today we will be talking about Mozart's Symphony No. 40, which was composed in 1788 and is 550 on the Carlsberg catalog.
What's that? What's the Carlsberg catalog?
That was a system they used to chronologically record all of Mozart's work.
Sounds like a cereal to me.
Right, Carlsberg. So, as always, I know I don't need to tell you this, but sort of as a reminder, all of the classical symphonies, the first movement follows the sonata allegro form. And
Right.
you know all about that, of course.
That's when they take a run first, right?
Not exactly. So the sonata allegro is in three parts: the exposition, followed by a development, and finally the recapitulation.
All right. Okay.
So here we'll notice Mozart, like most sonata allegros, he's going to use two themes. The first theme we will play predominantly in a minor key.
Right. It's real sad sounding.
Right, so keep this in mind, Carlsberg. This will be repeated throughout the entire movement.
Right.
This first theme, very important. The sonata allegro uses two main themes. The second theme, typically, if the first is featured in a minor key, the second will always be in a major key.
Always.
Yes, and here we will play this now. Still first theme. Listen for it to go into the second. Here we are. We have arrived. Much different than the first theme. In stark contrast.
Like Star Wars.
I suppose you could say that. It's a little jaunty.
What was this in?
This section here, we hear a little bit of variations on the themes. Not quite into the development section yet here. This is still the opening exposition. This entire section repeats as well. After Mozart plays around a little bit with the first theme, introduces the second, and the entire exposition repeats, we get into sort of the fun part, if you will, of the sonata allegro, the development stage. In the development, Mozart starts sort of exploring, sort of goes towards more towards crazy town, if you will. He starts using different keys. It's much more harmonically interesting, and he really just sort of throws everything he can at the wall with these themes.
Wow.
And we will hear this part right here. Notice the transition. Here we are. So we heard a little diminished there. He's using the first theme here in a different key. It just sort of
A bit more spooky, really.
it gets more turbulent here.
Alright. That's funny. It reminds me of the time I went to Marine World and I had one of the corn dogs. That was my first mistake. And I went on one of the loop-de-loop rides. And right at the top, I just hurled.
Right, Carlsberg.
Right over, and then on the way at the bottom, it just hit me right in the face.
Right, time now for one of our sponsors at the top of the hour. This segment of Classy Classical is brought to you by Williams Tires.
For all you folks with tires around your middle, William will help you get rid of it. It's a nice exercise company, real nice bloke. I went down there a couple times and we did all sorts of exercises and jogging.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, Williamsburg Tires since 1791. Finally, the recapitulation. Mozart finishes back in the original minor key, and we finish.
My name's Carlsberg, and I don't know anything about anything.
And I'm Luke Weidner. Thank you once again for tuning into Classical